Hi, third graders. We're on to another week of distance learning, and this week we're going to be working on time with a little review of how to tell time and then an intro to elapsed time, which you're working on this week. So, a little review. When we tell time on a clock like this, we're looking at the two hands here. The short hand is always telling us the hour, and I like to remember that because the word hour is shorter than the word minute. So the shorthand tells us the hour, and whatever it's pointing directly at is the hour, or as it's moving towards the next hour, it's still going to be the hour that it was at before. So as the minutes pass and the hour gets closer to 1, it's still going to be the hour of 12 until the minute hand has gone all the way around. The long hand tells the minutes, and to tell how many minutes have passed, we count by 5s and then by 1s. So in this example, the hour hand is pointing at the 12, the minute hand is down here at the 5. So we start here, we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this shows on the clock 12, 25. Now if the minute hand is a little bit closer to the 6, somewhere in between here, that's when we would add on, counting by 1s, to find the exact minutes. 60 minutes, which is one full rotation for the minute hand, is 1 hour. And as that minute hand moves, the hour hand moves closer to the next hour. Elapsed time is the amount of time that passes between one time and another time. So today I'm going to show you a couple different strategies for finding elapsed time, and then we'll practice. So this little poster is going to be in your Google Drive this week, and it shows us a few different strategies for finding how much time passes. So again, elapsed time is the amount of time that passes from the beginning of an event to the end, or in between two events, 2 times. So here's our example. Jana started eating dinner at 5:10 p.m. and finished at 5:50 p.m. How long did it take her to eat dinner? I found one little mistake here on the chart. So as you're using this chart this week, take note that there's one thing that shouldn't really be here. So let me show you what that means. T-chart. This is one way to tell how much time passes. So you'll make a T-chart. On one side will be the time, and the next side will be the minutes that pass. So in this example, we know the start time, and we actually also know the end time. What we want to figure out is how much time passed from the start to the end, and we're going to do it using 10-minute increments. So on one side we write 5:10, then we add 10 minutes. The next time we would land on is 5:20, then we add 10 minutes. 5:30, then we add 10 minutes. Then we'd land at 5:40, and once we add 10 minutes, we are already at 5:50. So there's no more 10 minutes that we should be adding because this is the end time. So making that correction, we would now add up all the 10-minute increments and find our answer. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So it took Jana 40 minutes to eat dinner according to our T-chart. Now let's show a second strategy. This is called zoom. It's kind of like a T-chart, but we draw a big Z. The beginning time goes here, 5:10. The end time goes here. And then we have 3 hops or sections to add up to get to the end time. So we can start by hopping by 10s. 5:10, 10 minutes more would be 5:20. 5:20, 10 minutes more would be 5:30. And then we have to get all the way to 5:50. So if we add 10 minutes, we'd be at 5:40. And then if we add another 10 minutes, we'd be at 5:50. So this last section is going to be 20 minutes. Then again, we add up all of our sections. 10, 20, 30, and 40 minutes total. So same answer, 2 different strategies. And finally, the last strategy I want to show you for now is the number line strategy. So drawing a number line, 2 arrows each end. The first time is going to be 5:10, that's the start time. Then we're going to be hopping by 10s until we get to the end time, which is 5:50. So we've got 10, 20, 30, and 40. And again, they're showing you after each hop what time you would land on. It's important to label that. So now that we landed at 5:50, which is the end time, we add up each hop, which are tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So again, 40 minutes passed in the time that Janet ate dinner. Some things to remember. On a number line, try to start by hopping by 30, then 10, then 5, or 1 minute. It's easier this way. So start with the biggest hop you can make and then get smaller. I'm going to show you a really good way to keep track of that. Use the strategy that works best for you. So as we practice today, you don't need to remember every strategy. Just use the one that works best for you. All right, so we're going to start today by looking at some examples in the book, and then we'll do a couple practice problems together. So anytime that I read a word problem, I mark it up. I circle the numbers, I underline the question, so I'm going to do that now. Alicia and her family visited the Kennedy Space Center. They watched a movie that began at 4:10 p.m. and ended at 4:53 p.m. How long did the movie last? So we already know they're asking us about elapsed time because they gave us a start time and an end time and asked us how much time passed. I know the start time and the end time, they have the same hour and they're both p.m. So that's important for me to notice because it will make it easier for me. To find elapsed time, find the amount of time that passes from the start of an activity to the end of an activity. So here's our example with the number line, our first strategy. Find the time on the number line that the movie began. So that's where we start. 4:10 was the start of the movie. Okay, then we count on until we get to the end time of 4:53. So again, we want to start by hopping 30 if we can, but that would already be too much. So we're going to start by hopping by 10s, then 5s if we need to, and then 1s. So let's just see what works best. We're going to start by 10s. So 4:10, 10 minutes more would be 4:20. If we add another 10, we'll land at 4:30. So 10, 20, 30. Another 10 will land us at 4:40. So we're getting closer. Remember, we want to land at 4:53. We don't want to go past that. So I think we can do one more 10. That will land us at 4:50. And now we have to start going up by ones because we only want to get to 4:53. So I'm going to add 1, 4:51. Add another one, 4:52. And add one more, and there we are, 4:53. So now, just like I showed you before, we're going to add up all the hops to find how much time passed. So starting with 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. So the elapsed time from 4:10 p.m. to 4:53 p.m. is 43 minutes. And in words, so the movie lasted 43 minutes. Okay. Another strategy, these are two that you haven't seen yet from me, is using a clock. Now I actually have a big old clock here at my house, so it's really handy. And if you don't have a clock at your house like this, you can either make one using a paper plate and following along with the video that I'm posting, or you can go to the digital clock that you saw this week in my lesson, and then I'll also be posting. It's pretty cool. So if you're using a clock, the start time is 4:10, the end time is 4:53. So first we want to find the start time on the clock, 4:10. So I'm going to move my minutes. Ooh, so now I'm already past 4. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually let's find 4 o'clock. Okay, so here I am at 4 o'clock. I need to get to 4:10. So the hour is here. The minutes are going to move by 5s. 5, 10. Okay, so here we go. I'm at 4:10 on my clock. The next thing I want to do is hop by 10s, just like I did on the number line. So starting at 4:10, let's hop by actually 5s. And let's see when we can get to 53. That's our end goal. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and now I want to add 3 more minutes. 41, 42, 43. So as I counted out loud when I hopped, I moved the time on the clock, moved the minute hand, and I found that it took me 43 minutes, okay? If I was gonna draw that here, I would just show that as I was hopping by 5s, I counted, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then 41, 42, 43. So again, it's kind of showing what we just did. We hopped, and then as we did that, we kind of counted them all up together. Okay, final strategy I want to introduce is using subtraction. So in this strategy, you would be writing the ending time first. Okay, that's because when we do a subtraction problem, we always have to start with the biggest number. So 4:53, the end time, minus 4:10, the start time. So if you're doing subtraction, make sure that you start with the end time and you subtract the start time. Then I just subtract each column. So 3 minus 0, 3. 5 minus 1, 4. And since the hours are the same, I know that there's not going to be anything in that column. So the elapsed time is 43 minutes. Okay, so now that I've introduced to you guys a couple different strategies, I'm going to practice them with a few different problems. Okay, the first problem we're going to do is start time 4:20, end time 5 o'clock. So first strategy, number line. Starting at 4:20, ending at 5 o'clock. A little tip to help you keep track of your hops is that if you hop a full hour, draw it as a mountain. If you hop a 5 or 10 minutes, draw it as a hill, which is kind of like a larger circle. And if you hop 1 minute, draw it as a rock, which is going to be a smaller circle. This will help you add things up when you're done. So first off, I'm going to think, can I hop a full hour? Well, from here to here, the hour did change, but it didn't go from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, which would be a full hour. It's less than that. So I can't hop an hour. So I'm going to start by hopping a 10 minutes with a big hill. Plus 10, and I would land at 4:40. Okay, then I'm going to hop another big hill. Plus 10, I will land at 4:50. So I'm getting pretty close to 5 o'clock, which means that I'll probably change my number line a little bit to show that, and I'll probably move the 5 o'clock closer if I need to. So now that I'm at 4:50, I know that if I add another 10, I would land at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to try that. It looks like Miss Clay made a little bit of a mistake, didn't she? Teachers make mistakes just like kids do. So I'm going to fix that now. And if you could already see the mistake that I made, wow, you were paying a lot of close attention. So here's the mistake I made. Miss Clay made a hop that was 10, but wrote down as if I hopped 20. So if I'm going to fix this, I would actually have landed at 4:30. This would be 4:40. My next hop of 10 would be 4:50. And if I do one more big hop of 10, that will land me at 5 o'clock. So if I need to, I can make my number line a little bit shorter. So there we go. We hopped from 4:20, we ended at 5 o'clock. So to find the elapsed time, I'm now gonna add up all my hops. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus another 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. So the elapsed time is 40 minutes. Okay, another practice problem. Same problem, different strategy. T-chart. So if you want to, you can use this paper, or you can draw your T-chart just like this. Again, we're starting at 4:20, and we're gonna hop by 10 minutes on this side. So here we're gonna add 10 minutes. That would land me at 4:30. I'll add another 10 minutes. That will land me at 4:40. Plus another 10 minutes puts me at 4:50. Plus another 10 minutes puts me at 5 o'clock. So my end time, meaning I don't need to add any more minutes over here. So now I add them all up, 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 minutes. So this is another way to show the same problem. Instead of the number line and hops, you're adding time on the T-chart over here. Okay, another strategy, same problem. We're doing how much time passed between 4:20 and 5 o'clock. So remember, for subtraction, the end time has to go first. So end minus start. Okay, now this one's a little trickier. I'm gonna bring down my dots for the middle of the number, or the time, and then I'm gonna notice that 0 minus 0 is 0. But 0 minus 2 is not something that I can do, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and borrow from the hour. So I'm gonna cross the 5, it's gonna become 4, and then just like I do any subtraction problem, my 0 is going to become 10. 10 minus 2 is, wait, that does not seem to be correct. Oh, I see what happened here. Okay, so instead of 10, when I borrow from the hour, it's actually going to become 60 minutes, okay? Because 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So instead of doing the 0 becoming a 10, it's going to become 60. So then I have a full hour over here, which is 60 minutes, minus the 20 minutes. So again, the 0 stays the same, but now I have 6 minus 2, which becomes 4. There's no hours left because they're both 4. So I now know that how much time passed was 40 minutes. So something to remember about subtraction is that if you borrow from the hour, when it moves over to minutes, it becomes 60 minutes. Okay. And finally, on our Zoom chart, same thing. Starting at 4:20, ending at 5 o'clock. Here's how the hops will work. So let's start by moving forward 10 minutes. That brings me to 4:30. Okay, then since this is my long one, I'm gonna try going forward 20 minutes. Can I? 30 to 40, 40 to 50, yes. So this is gonna be 20 minutes. And you might wanna try if you do this strategy to do your longest hop here. Okay, so now I'm at 4:50, and then my smaller hop is 10 minutes. That will take me to 5 o'clock. Then I add them up. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40 minutes passed. Okay, so that's the final strategy I'm gonna show you on the paper. One last thing you can do always is use your actual clock, if you have one, or if you made one, or the online version. So let's try this one more time. Here we go, starting at 4:20, okay? So my hour hand has now moved a little bit after my 4. Let's actually start it at 4 o'clock. So starting at 4 o'clock, 5, 10, 15, 20. So my hour hand has moved a little bit after the 4. My minute hand's now at 20. I want to get all the way up to 12 to 5 o'clock. So I'm going to count by 5s as I hop. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm now at 5 o'clock, and it took me 40 minutes to get there, okay? So 3rd graders, as you do your work this week, remember what you know about telling time, remember what you know about elapsed time now, and practice the strategies that I just showed you. Good luck and have fun!